It's hot here. I can't believe we're finally in Jordan.
I know. Let's go on a tour straight away.
Welcome to Jordan. I'm so excited you can join me on our tour. First, a little history of the country. Jordan is not just deserts and camels, you know. Jordan has a population of roughly 6.5 million people, with 80% of that population living in urban areas.
It doesn't look that urban to me.
Here we are in Amman, the country's capital and also the cultural capital of the Middle East. Here you will find the Islamic constitutional monarchy run by King Abdullah II. Right now, he's working hard to modernize the education system and has increased government spending on technology in the classroom.
How is he going to do that?
In the past 3 years, the integration of PocketSmart into the education curriculum has been very successful.
Oh, that's the PDA that helps teachers and students learn in the classroom. It has a simple interface and interchangeable software for each grade.
Wow, Jess, you sure do know a lot.
Well, the education in Jordan is #1 in the Arab world.
So how did this all start?
Let's go to the PocketSmart office where we can go over the figures. The marketing objective for PocketSmart was to obtain 20% of the market of public school children in Jordan in the first year of their business. The number climbed up to 60% in the second year and finished at 100% in the third year. They allocated their funds to have a negative income of $7.5 million in the first year, $50,000 in the second year, and then made a profit of roughly $1.5 million in the third year. They manufactured the PDA during March and April and shipped the products and distributed them to schools in May. They manufactured the PDA in China and had them shipped to a warehouse that they rented in Jordan. From the warehouse, the phones were shipped to schools using domestic shipping services. They then rented an office in Jordan, where they hired local Jordanians to run the call center and be a touchpoint for the brand in Jordan.
Oh, now I remember. I think I read this in a Harvard Business case study. If I remember correctly, PocketSmart was sold at $25 per unit to remain competitive in the market. Since cell phones and PDAs direct material costs between 30% to 50% of the retail value, direct materials cost $10 per unit. And labor rates in China are 15% of the direct material costs, so the direct labor costs $1.50 per unit. I think the average variable manufacturing overhead rates in China are 5% to 10% of the direct material costs, so PocketSmart's variable manufacturing overhead rate was 75 cents per unit.
I read this case study too. I remember that it said that judging by the weight and number of units they had to ship from China to Jordan, free shipping totaled roughly $105,000 at 92 cents a unit. Once the PDAs arrived at the Jordan warehouse, they were shipped using domestic rates totaling roughly $34,000 at 30 cents per unit to each school.
By Jove, Jess, you're right. And they had all sorts of fixed costs like the salary for the managers, security guards, general workers, and I believe there was rent for the office and the warehouse. And I think another fixed cost was the office supplies. I'm so grateful to Bill Anderson and taking that finance class so I can understand these sort of things.
I'm glad you guys know the basic figures for PocketSmart. Now the advertising is where PocketSmart really took off. The team chose an aggressive marketing campaign for the first year, including traditional print and out-of-home ads, a viral campaign, public relation outreach, and a training weekend for the teachers. The budget hit $10 million in the first year alone, but the value and knowledge of the brand grew exponentially.
I remember seeing those ads.
The next year, the budget was lowered to $8.5 million in marketing and then just over $5 million in the third year. PocketSmart have been doing really well with over $1.5 million in profits and a skyrocketing brand awareness thanks to their excellent marketing campaign. In fact, they now plan to move into the private sector with their PDA.
Wow, that truly is fascinating and a real credit to the creators. They must be really clever. I wonder what school they went to. Oh my gosh, what's that? What's there a penguin doing in the desert?
With that, let's conclude our tour to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. Hope you've had a wonderful and informative trip.